AKA Patters, welcome to day 7 of the 2023 31 Days of Dread. We're talking Critters 1986, a franchise that still continues to this day. Let's go. Here we go, my AKA Patters. Welcome back to the podcast. Peter A. DeLuca here, aka Pad69 on some social media networks, but known everywhere as the Eclectic One. Welcome back. I am the Film Buff, and this is the 31 Days of Dread. Sorry guys, I'm just cracking up because I love this movie so much. But welcome to the 31 Days of Dread. This is October. We do one horror movie a day for the entire month, and we do 12 o'clock midnight drops because that's just how we roll. And we're doing a perfect 12 o'clock movie here, people. I remember this movie so fondly. This movie and our next day 8 will be Munchies. But Critters was a regular VHS rental for me. I rented the hell out of this movie. When we got cable, this movie would always be on. And watching it, you know, it's nice to have a little bit of that nostalgia. This movie is a little bit more convoluted than what I remember, but it has a through line. It has a wonderful plot. It does things with the concept of Gremlins, and Gremlins spawned what might be like the best run of ripoffs, we'll say, because Critters and Munchies is as good as Gremlins. Now, it doesn't have the polish as Gremlins. They didn't have the budget. They didn't have the studio backing it. They didn't have the institutional knowledge in and around the movie. But Critters has a level of heart and a level of this is the era that we're in. It's undisputable. You know, and that's what makes these movies fun. When you know the timestamp, like boom, 80s, here we go. And we gotta talk about the plot, because the plot's freaking awesome. Now, the cool thing is, they do one up the Gremlins. When the little critters do their little critter talking, they have subtitles, and they curse. The critters moving around better than the Gremlins because they roll up like tribbles from Star Trek, and they're these rolling balls of torture and madness and violence. But essentially, we have a higher alien power trying to control these things. They crash land on Earth. Higher alien power sends down some bounty hunters to clean up the mess. Within that, we have a rural farm family that slowly uncovers them. Their house becomes the last stand at the end of the movie. You know, if some of this sounds familiar, because we've all been there, right? It's a trope, but it works. But along the way, we get all these fish out of the waters, all of this, I'm a foreigner, what's up with your strange land? We get crazy good performances. We have a lot of fun. And we have a one-upsmanship on Gremlins. Because the critters, the more the critters are being critters, the bigger they get, the larger they get. There's this idea that the critters can just keep growing to really just be a giant kaiju, Godzilla size, and wreak nothing but havoc. Now, I don't know if the other movies, because I'm not really versed in them, and we do have a new Critters movie coming out this month. I don't know how far that idea is extrapolated or if it even continues. But in this movie, I remember as a kid, the bounty hunters I thought were so crazy, so wild, so cool. They had giant Gatling guns. They had these blood red dusters with weird chains and studs and trying to look cool. You're trying to do things on a budget. This movie is just so well directed. At the end, the final stand, the family home, the editing alone, the way how we cut to some of these explosions and we just keep moving, and we know the stakes, and it escalates and it escalates, and it's boom, explosion, boom, jump scare, boom, close up. People, it's there. It's textbook, and it is perfect. Critters is maybe like the best of these movies inspired by something that is a deep cut genre, meaning Critters and Gremlins are in such a small class, but Critters is clearly, I mean, the Critter creature is as cool as the Gremlins. It really are. I personally, I like the Critters more than I like the Gremlins, but the Gremlins have had thanks to NECA Toys, somewhat of a merchandise boom. Critters has not carried on and survived for many different reasons. And look, a lot of what we like about Gremlins is the Steven Spielberg Amblin Entertainment connection. I think Critters is awesome. And a big shout out to our director, because anyone that can bring us Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure deserves all the accolades. Anyone that can bring us Mighty Ducks, the 93 Three Musketeers, Disney's live action, the first of these remakes, I would believe, the 96 101 Dalmatians, the Oscar bait, the Oscar contender, the Richard Dreyfuss final run, give me an Oscar please, Mr. Holland's opus, the highly underrated, this is where grunge music come from, Mark Wahlberg, Rockstar, Man of the House. This guy is a storied filmmaker. He is clear, he's an expert, he's amazing. And who is he, guys? Do you know? Stephen Herek. Think about it. His first two movies, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Critters, still continue to this day. I don't think any other filmmaker has that. Your first two movies are eternal franchises. People, enjoy the 31 Days of Dread. I could have went deeper about this movie. I kind of want to watch it again because it's been a long time. I'm watching Munchies later. I'm going to bring you Munchies tomorrow. Check out Critters. Check out the sequels. Let's get ready for this new drop, because I don't know, I might just do more Critters for 31 Days of Dread. I'm very into this franchise all of a sudden because it's been so long. I'm exploring it. We're exploring it for the first time together, my AKAPADers. Check it out. Signing out. Tomorrow is Munchies. Munchies will be a little bit more detailed about because less people know about Munchies. But Munchies also is probably the third of the Gremlin wannabes. Rock and roll.